Okay, this is Brant back on tradeguild.blogspot.com, and we are on part two of our video for November 15th, 2006. And we were just looking at TALX, Talks Corporation, and we were talking about this as a potential short. And I drew in a real quick line, but I just want to discuss very quickly the concept here. This is called a falling window. It occurs between this price candle and this price candle, and basically the gap, that's what we'd call it in Western vernacular. The gap is the lowest low of this day and the highest high of this day is what creates the gap. So this gap should act as resistance, meaning the lowest low of this day on a closing basis will act as resistance. We'll take a look at this real quick on a 1 hour chart and then we'll move along. Okay, so here's the 1 hour chart, and here's the gap back here. Notice this is a 1 hour chart, and notice that here's the day right here, and you see it's all the way down here at the bottom. It's not up here at the close. It's at the lowest low of that day. That's our resistance. And if we go ahead and zoom back in and we see what happened in the last couple days here, we can see that we had a brief penetration over here, but we did not close above that. So on a closing basis, Talks is still under that resistance level. There's pretty good volume right there, but this is an hourly chart. Let's back out and look at that 1 day again. And there's the 1 day chart. Yeah, the volume's nothing really inspiring. So that's really good risk to reward ratio on TALX. So let's move along, and we're going to go back to RAK. I said that we would deal with RAK for Defender, and I know he likes his stock. He's been in it for a long time, as long as I can remember knowing him. So anyway, we've had a pretty nice little uptrend in RAK. I think Defender made some pretty good money. Some stuff is starting to occur here. We'll take a look at a few things. Let me just pull up something real quick. Okay, so we're going to take a look at an intraday chart here. Here's an hourly. Oh, hold on, I got to close something here. Okay, so here's an hourly chart on the intraday, and you can see that we have pretty decent volume over here, big red negative volume, and the prices started to come down a little bit. We've got, it looks like we might have a little miniature gap right there. That might act as support. And then we have this rising 22-day moving average, which our 22 bar moving average on the 1 hour chart, which has acted as support in the past, and it may again very soon. If we take a closer look at a 5-minute chart, you can really see what happened here. We started to come unglued a little bit at 11 o'clock. The volume picked up a bit. We had the lull into the lunchtime hour, and then we basically took out this high by just a little bit, but it couldn't hold. The volume started picking up. See how this volume's picking up as the price is declining. So that's a pretty good sell-off that we saw in the last 2 hours of trade. If we go ahead and take a look at the accumulation distribution indicators on the daily chart, it's not looking too bad. But when we get down to that 5-minute chart again, we can see again some pretty serious selling over here and time segmented volume. As you can see, let me clear this up a little bit. As you can see, we made a higher high over here from here, but time segmented volume was making a lower high, as was money stream, and then BOP just kicked in. So if you had Telechart and you were watching this on a 5-minute chart, I think you would be prompted to take your profits in this little miniature area of distribution. What does that mean for the longer term? Let's take a closer look at the longer term chart, and here we go. Notice that we had a gap over here that was filled, so that's good. And also you can see we also had a gap here on good volume. That should act as support, this gap down here. Nice volume right there, but the volume has kind of petered off into this little wedge shaped advance, and today we got what looks like a miniature little shooting star. I'm not sure. There should be a little more of a gap between these two candles, and this tail should be a little bit longer. But in any case, we did see that higher prices were rejected, and that actually happened twice today. So this is not a very encouraging candle as far as what's going to happen in the next couple days, but it surely doesn't spell out, disaster is on the way. But the stock, I think, really is just over bought at the moment, and I'll show you a couple things why I think that. Here's a linear regression channel, and you can see, when the stock was trading around the middle of this channel, and it had some nice advances, but now we are up at the top of this channel. It's really an overbought condition. If we take a look at stochastics, you can see they also are in a pretty overbought state over here. One last thing I want to look at is the MACD. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, MACD fell out of gear over here, but with this gap in this area and the big volume, it looks like it's jumped back into gear. I suspect on an hourly chart it will look a little bit different. Let's take a look. No, it doesn't look that bad on an hourly chart. There we go on a 5-minute chart. Let's see how it look. Okay, I think it's just I think it's just overbought at this point. So let's move along. We'll probably find some support, I think, here at the 22-day moving average. So that's what I'd look for. Here's my trend channel real quick while we're at it. And there we go. My stop, if I was carrying this on the trend channel, and a trend trade would be at $30 right now, and that's moving up every day. So that's enough of RAK. And I hope you liked it, Defender. Okay, next up is ZZ, which is Sealy Corporation, Home Furnishings and Fixtures. I think probably this is the bed company, Sealy Posturepedic, I think. And this was a David DT pick, David from Trading to Win.blogspot.com, and that's trading-to-win.blogspot.com. And he's been a great contributor. He took over the helm for me when I was out for a couple weeks on vacation in Europe, and this is one of his picks that he likes. So ZZ, as you can see, we had a trading range that developed here, a real trading range. Look at that. And it's interesting that we had some nice volume that was occurring throughout this trading range. Today we got the volume and a little bit of a breakout here. It made it out of the trading range. However, higher prices were rejected. So it's possible, I think, maybe we just saw a little bit of profit taking there. We can take a look at the 5-minute chart. We could see there was a little bit of selling here at the end. That could just be day traders closing out their positions. As far as accumulation, you can see that it is picking up over here. We've got a nice profile in TSV there, a nice upward bias. BOP's picking up, on balance volumes picking up, and money stream is making new highs for this move. So I think ZZ looks pretty good, especially if we get a pullback to the breakout level, more or less. If we get a pullback to this area here, about 14.15, I would say. And then you could have your stop under this 22-day moving average. I think that makes a lot of sense. I have 1 minute left on this video. We're going to take a look at BEBE. This is BB Stores Inc., and I'm going to start talking a little bit faster. So I've posted this as a short within the last couple weeks, and I just want to show you my trend channel on this guy, and you can see what's happening with this. If I was long in this stock, you could see that really all the way from back here, this trend channel would have kept you in. You need a violation on the close. That one looks pretty close. But we didn't really get a violation until up here. Now it is moving out. It has had, crossed under that 50-day moving average. And if we take a look at this linear regression channel, you can see that it's fallen out of the channel. It's made an attempt to kiss it goodbye. I think this stock is pretty much done. The volume's falling off over here with this big day breakdown. And here's what the distribution looks like. TSV looks horrible. BOP looks horrible. I'm out of time. I'll be right back with a couple more. BEBE is a short, in my opinion.